Guys, this is 100% not clickbait. I have this thing apart in my hand for a reason. Less than 40 rounds through it, and this is what's happening. Stick around and you'll find out. Guys, FatTac.com is our main sponsor. You can check them out because they have the FatTac holster, they have Blue Alpha belts, Prime armor. If you want guys that have bigger stature, want something with body armor or plates, they have stuff that can fit you all the way up from 5X all the way down to small. So go check them out. They have awesome t-shirts over there, as you can tell. Over 30 different designs, hats, patches, stickers, everything you can think of. And it's all for plus size guys, from plus size all the way down to small. Go check them out at FatTac.com. So I'm going to play this video in its entirety. The only time I'm going to edit it is when I take out little things like me saying a lot or something like that. But you're going to see the entire thing of what happened with this Palmetto State Armory Micro Dagger. I was looking forward to having this pistol. I was looking forward to doing shorts and videos on it and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to send this back to Palmetto State Armory because I can't figure out what's going on with it. I'm going to let you watch it. You try to decide. Put it in the comments if you think you can tell me what's going on with it. And yeah, enjoy. I am shooting the Palmetto State Armory Micro Dagger. This thing here is my first shots through it. And I also want to show you that this is in a FatTac holster. This is the FatTac premium holster for a Glock 43X. This thing fits right in here. In case I didn't show you already, this thing fits in here. It's great. And it has such crazy retention on it. I just want y'all to hear that retention. Great fit for the Palmetto State Armory Micro Dagger. We're going to throw it in pants. Okay, so I want to explain to y'all what I'm doing. Go check out the t-shirts, fattac.com. Go check out the Blue Alpha gear belts, man. They got tons of stuff on there at fattac.com. A lot of stuff for the bigger guys. The t-shirts are made perfectly. They're not long to your arms. You can get up to 5X. They're not all the way down your arms. They're cut good. They're umbrella canvas t-shirts are great. So I'm gonna get out here and shoot this thing. I want to tell you what I was doing. So I'm doing 15 rounds in this OEM magazine from Palmetto State Armory. All right, guys, what I wanted to show you is this. So this is the original Micro Dagger magazine that Palmetto State Armory made. I'm testing the capacity and the ability to shoot this thing. So what I'm doing is putting 12 rounds of ball ammo in the bottom, so it's at full capacity, with 3 rounds of self-defense rounds at the top. The first one is going to be a HST. There it is right there. The next one is going to be a Hornady, and then the next one on top of that, which will make 15 total rounds, will be a Spear Gold Dot, because it's the only 3 I have available right now. And I'll probably put another self-defense round in the actual chamber itself, so I can check and see if this thing will run 16 rounds consecutively to full capacity with self-defense rounds. Here we go, 15 rounds. First time I've ever shot this pistol. I don't even know if I can hit with it, but we're gonna try to hit still with it. Hopefully you can hear it, and here we go. Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear that or not because it's probably, the mic's probably up against my throat. But I'm hitting still with it. I'll show you where I'm hitting. I'll show you where I'm hitting here in a second. Now this thing does have the comp on it. This thing does have it's the comped version. So it is like a Glock 48 with a comp, or technically it's a 43X barrel with a comp on the end of it. So it's the length of a Glock 48, but it has a comp in it also, so. Okay, so what I'm noticing right away, I'm hitting really, really low. And I know that that is not the pistol. That has to be me, because everybody always blames stuff on the sights in the pistol when really it's just your ability to shoot it. But that was through the Micro Dagger OEM magazine. Like I said, 43X barrel, okay? Getting the light so you can see it. Whoop. 43X barrel with a comp on the end of it, making it the size of a Glock 48. So that space in there is empty. The barrel only comes down to about right here, the size of a Glock 43X. The rest of it is comped from the slide. Kind of like the Micro, or the P365X Macro. They probably got the same idea for the design from that. Either way, it ran. First 16 rounds out of it completely ran. It was completely fine. Whether or not I'm able to hit is a different story. All right, guys, just wanted to show you exactly what I'm hitting at. This right here is really kind of, well, okay, so this is a very angled still. So I don't know if that has any effect to it whatsoever. But as you can tell, I'm hitting kind of low left, as most people do with Glocks, right? So let's see what we can do to rectify that. All right, guys, I also wanted to show you this. So not only am I testing the Palmetto with the OEM magazines, I'm also going to be testing it with the OEM Glock magazine and the 2 versions of the Shield Arms magazines. Now, from what I can tell, putting them in there, they work as far as going in the actual pistol itself. I do have a Gen 3 version of the Shield Arms mags. I don't have any affiliation with Shield Arms. They didn't send them to me. I actually bought all of these myself. And so I'm gonna put these in here and see if they work. They're both loaded to full capacity. These have 15 rounds in them. This OEM Glock magazine, as you know, only holds 10 rounds, so it has 10 rounds in it. So we're gonna go through these real quick. First off, we're gonna do the OEM Glock mag. Feeds. Wow, I'm shooting very low left. I ain't hitting nothing with this thing, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not hitting anything with it. Man, I'm jerking that trigger. I am anticipating it really bad. Whoa, that was weird. That was very weird. Okay, so that was the only one that hit, and it was because when it fed, it did something really weird. It basically fed, it was like the trigger couldn't be pulled. Very, very weird. That was with the OEM Glock mag. Let's try it with the Shield Arms mags. So obviously, the OEM Glock mag did not work perfectly. This is the Gen 2. We're gonna do the Gen 1 first. Gen 1 Shield Arms mag. It does go in there, as you can tell. It does go in there. Doesn't drop freely at all. So let's see if she feeds. Man, okay, so having a very weird issue with the actual the trigger itself. I'm gonna try to see if I can get this on camera. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can do this one-handed so I can get this on camera. So I am pulling very hard, trying to get this to go off. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I'm shaking, I'm pulling so hard. Okay, so that magazine is out. Let's see if I can get it to fire without the magazine in it. Okay, trigger's locked up. So it's not in the magazine. Dude, that is very weird. I got something going on, guys. It's something that has to do with the actual Palmetto State Armory Dagger because the magazine is not in it. Man, I wish this thing would focus. Okay, I got something really weird going on with this. It's not the magazine because the magazine is not in it. I can pull this thing. There's a bullet in here. I got it pointed at the berm, but I am pulling as hard as I can. And it's not going off. So, and there you go. It is not the actual loaded round. The trigger is not clicking, not going off at all. So I got a dead trigger. A dead trigger with 16 rounds. 16 rounds in it. And I think, well, 16 rounds plus the other 10 I just did. Dead trigger, dude. That is freaking disappointing. Dead trigger. I can't believe this, dude. I talk about Palmetto State Armory a lot. And for that to happen, I don't know what's wrong with it. We're gonna take it apart and try to figure out what is wrong with it. But dude, that is disappointing. Super disappointing. I'm actually kind of bummed, to be honest with you. No click, no bang. I don't know what to do about it. So we're gonna have to call this range day done deal. Dead trigger. That sucks. Man. I cannot believe that, dude. Dead trigger. Like less than 20 rounds. Dead trigger. Wow. Why? Freaking stupid. The fact this only has 20 rounds in it, has a dead trigger, is ridiculous. Could be something simple. I don't know. Disappointing though, man. I want to say this, guys. I'm very disappointed in this Palmetto State Armory Micro Dagger. If you know how a Glock breaks down, you know that it's the way this does. It's a Gen 3 version, or, well, because this is a Micro Dagger, I don't know if it's made after Gen 4, Gen 5, but you know how a Glock breaks down. You pull the tabs, you pull the slide back, you pull the tabs, and you pull the trigger. I can't even break this thing down because it has a dead trigger, will not fire, will not go back. So I can pull the tabs all I want. It doesn't matter, it's not gonna come off. So, very disappointed in this Palmetto State Armory Micro Dagger. I don't know if anybody else is having these issues, but I bought this with my own money. Palmetto State Armory did not bring this to me, did not send it to me or anything like that. It kind of sucks. Now I am gonna contact their customer service, see what they can do about sending me another one. I'm sure that they will, but it's really disappointing in the fact that you spend your own money and something like this happens. What I will say is that I have never had a problem out of a Glock 43X, you know, and dude, I would rep Palmetto State Armory. I like them. They do cool stuff, but not when stuff like this happens. That is not cool, and I'm really disappointed in it. Now, I'm gonna show you here. I've never had problems out of a Glock. This is 15 rounds out of their Gen 2 S15 magazine. Like I said, never had them send me anything. Bought this S15 magazine with my own money. I have never had a problem out of a Glock, including the 43Xs. Never had a problem out of a Glock. That's all I can say. It really sucks because, you know, when you're filming this stuff, you film a little bit at the range, you go back in the studio, you do stuff on the table. I was gonna film here first, go back in the studio, show you some cool pictures of it, show you some cool videos of it. I can't even do that. I'm gonna put this video out in its entirety. I don't know what else to do about it. I don't know, other than bring you the real thing. It is what it is. It stopped working on me after 20 or so rounds, 25 rounds. So, really sucks, but also, I'm not gonna pull any information. I'm gonna put it all out there, and I hope that you all are happy with it. Like I said, gonna send it back to Palmetto State Armory. I'm sure they'll get me another one. I'm sure they'll send me another one, whatever. But if somebody was buying that pistol for their everyday carry and say they didn't have the luxury of going out and shooting it a bunch or trying it out, this is one of the reasons why you should always try something out before you carry it. Should always try it out before you carry it. Should always put more rounds through it than you think you're gonna need, because you don't want to go do something or have to use it and something like that happen where it doesn't work. You don't wanna do that. So, check out thefattack.com, that is our sponsors. Okay guys, so this may be a longer video than I was expecting to do. So, after I left the range, I basically couldn't get it out of my mind. Like, man, I cannot believe this thing's not coming apart. Cannot believe this thing's not coming apart. So I called, when I got done at the range, I actually called the customer service number from Palmetto State Armory, and they said, oh, well, you can't, we can't do this for you. You have to literally do a warranty claim on the website. Of course, me being very impatient, I just didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do a warranty claim to send this and go through all that stuff. So in my mind, I was thinking, how can I get this slide off of this frame? I did that. So I'm basically going to explain to you how I did it, and maybe I'll show you if I can get my phone to show you the footage of how I did it. I don't know where my phone is. All right, guys, so basically what I did was I had the slide on the actual pistol. It wouldn't come off because the only thing I can think of is that this was not depressing the safety plunger, I guess, is what I was guessing. And so that's the reason why it was stuck. It just wouldn't allow it to come off, because I could actually pull it back and I could even cycle it if I want to. I could pull it back for it to cycle, and I could even pull down on my takedown levers, but I could not get my trigger to depress all the way for this thing to go forward, because we all know that's how you gotta disassemble Glocks, right? So basically what I did was I locked it back to the rear, took my little tool here, and I basically shoved it in the back of where that base plate is, and I popped it off. So when I popped it off, obviously the plunger spring comes out the back of it, out of this hole right here. So I pulled the striker out, I pulled the plunger spring out, or the extractor spring, I think is what that is, and then the base plate. And when I turned this over, it just plopped right out. So the plunger fell right out. The only thing I can guess is I didn't lube this thing up when I bought it, or when I took it out of the box or anything like that. The only thing I can think of, and what I'm hoping is that maybe it just got enough dirt up in there or carbon up in there to not function, not push to depress the system. I don't know. So this is the slide to my 43X. As you can tell, I really don't clean my guns that often. But yeah, it is what it is. But you know, even though I don't clean my guns, this one has never stopped working. So yeah, like I said, never had a problem out of a Glock, guys. But it's really crappy that this actually has to happen like this, and I have to take it apart. It just sucks. It's the way I look at pistols, the way I look at guns, they are just tools. They are made to be tools, and they should work like tools, like this Glock does. So now that I got the 43X apart and I've looked at it, it looks very similar. I'm not a gunsmith. If you are definitely not watching this channel to get gunsmithing advice, because I ain't the one to get it from. Small Josh, now he knows how to do a bunch of stuff. I'm doing good to take this stuff apart to clean it. I can shoot them. I can't really do a whole lot of other stuff with them. So I'm going to do my best to put this back together and just see if it runs. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this video here because I don't know what's going to happen. If anything major happens, like I took this apart tonight, and I thought of you all to show you that I actually did get the slide off of the frame. It did come off by taking, you know, everything out of it, whatever. I did get it off. My next step is to put it back together and take it out to the range again. So that's what you all will see next. I'll do another video of me taking it to the range, seeing what happens. Hopefully I don't have to call Pomona State Armory's customer service, or actually you can't call them. Hopefully I don't have to go through their warranty process, is what I'm saying. So there's the update. Like I said, it's probably a little bit longer video than I expected to do, especially because it didn't work, and now I'm taking it apart. Now I'm kind of stuck with it being apart and don't really know where to go from here other than to put it back together the way I know that it goes back together and get it out to the range. So, okay, so as you can tell, I put it back together, put everything right back together, and it will cycle, but it will not, still will not depress the trigger. So, because I've taken it apart and I don't know what else to do, now I'm actually gonna have to take it to a real gunsmith. Before I call the warranty thing or whatever, I'll take it to somebody that actually knows what they're doing, see if they can help me with it. That's where we're gonna end it at, guys. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. Very few people actually watch the channel and are subscribed. So please subscribe to the channel. It costs you nothing to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. If you think I'm being stupid and do really dumb stuff, leave that comment, please, because every engagement helps. Okay, so comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Check out our sponsors at fattack.com. Check out US Law Shield. You can use our promo code BDGG. That helps us out. They're also our attorneys right now going through our court case because we are being sued. That helps us out as well. BDGG gives you 14 months for the price of 12. That's great. It helps everybody out. Check it out. Thank you, guys. I'll see you in the next one.